Hi Taurus, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your June 2021 love reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what we call the bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy. And we'll take a look at the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel more I can see a way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Two of Coins, which is Capricorn energy. The King of Staves, which is Leo energy. And the Seven of Arrows, which is Aquarius energy. So, interesting mixture of energies here. Now, with the Two of Coins in this deck in particular, it always stands out to me if we look at those two pentacles. The one heart is red, and then the other one looks like it's grayed out, like a bit of an icy vibe. So it could just be saying that, the connection between the two of you might have been running hot and cold. With the King of Staves energy, you could just be saying that on the one end that, they might have had a lot of passion toward this person, but for some of you might have felt like it started to die out, because what stands out to me is the trees in the background there. There's not really any life to them, and at least in the northern hemisphere, when we think of Leo season, we think of, the middle of summer, basically. So that looks a bit out of place. And then with the Seven of Arrows, especially the artwork in this particular deck, it feels like, you guys might have still been with this person, but I feel like you might have just been kind of going through the motions, where you weren't necessarily passionate about the connection anymore. If we look at her facial expression there, she definitely looks pretty disappointed, and she's carrying 5 arrows with her, so that makes me think of the 5 of Arrows or 5 of Swords energy, which usually represents, some unhealed wounds, maybe some conversations that need to be had, but for whatever reason you feel reluctant to have them. And for some of you, it could just be around how, your feelings might have been changing toward the connection. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Strength card. So this is actually the major arcana card for Leo, so it's certainly possible some of you could be dealing with a Leo. But here, I feel like this is saying that, they really might have been trying to get you to speak up around what was going on. So chances are they probably felt like something was up with the connection, but for whatever reason, it looks like in the past, you might not have been open to expressing what was going on in your mind for whatever reason. For some of you, it could also be saying that you might feel like this person might try to overpower you too. So you feel like if you did try to express your opinion, they might just try to overpower it anyway and kind of blow you off, So that's another way that could be playing out. All right, in the present position, we have Judgment. So usually I view this as Scorpio energy, which is the rebirth side of that energy, and for you guys, that is your opposite sign. So it could just be saying that you guys might actually be trying to start again with the connection. Of course, this would make total sense for June as far as looking at that Mercury retrograde energy in June. So, not too surprising to see this card come up here. But yeah, that's what it looks like. At the very least, it's like you guys are at least going to be making an attempt to reconnect. All right. And the present energy on their side, we have the Lovers. So this is actually the major arcana card for Gemini. So on the one hand, it could just be emphasizing the fact that timing-wise that this is going to be taking place during Gemini season, of course. But more than anything, I feel like this is at least showing possibly a lightening of their energy, right? As opposed to the Strength card, which could be a bit more overpowering with the Lover's energy. It's a bit more open and light. But for some of you, I do have to at least mention, just looking at the artwork, that it's also possible that they might have multiple options at play right now. So I did want to mention that at least. All right, and future energy on your side, we have Oppression. So this is the equivalent of the Tower card, and I feel like this is just a continuation of what I was seeing in the past there, where whatever this is, it feels like there's just a reluctance on your part to speak up about what's going on with the situation. So, I mean, there's multiple reasons why you might have felt that hot and cold energy, but what stands out to me with the artwork here is, obviously, you're looking at her facial expression too. She doesn't look too happy. And then we just see the stormy waters in the background. So to me, the water is representing emotion there. And to not actually speak up about it, the tower itself structurally looks fine, right? So could just be saying that, for whatever reason, there is that hope for the connection to survive, but it seems like emotionally you're holding a lot back and not really communicating what you're going through. And future energy on their side, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is actually Libra energy here. And on the one hand, it could just be saying that they might come across as cold and detached. So maybe that's just how you feel the energy is with this connection in general. Like, whenever you would try to express yourself, that made me feel like they just don't really listen to you for whatever reason. For some of you, this could be pointing to them possibly leaning toward another connection too, just because, like I did mention, that there is that possibility there with the lovers. But this could just be out there feeling you are too. I feel like at the very least there's a definite need for communication between the two of you. Because we see her back is turned to the cards on that side, and looking at this person, they look like they're militant. So there's definitely seems to be an imbalance in the dynamic between the two of you. Try to see if anything else comes to mind with this. Now, I will say, transit-wise, maybe you want to watch out for toward the very end of June and then into the first few days of July. We're going to have Mars in Leo, which is your fourth house, working into a square aspect with Uranus in your sign, and also Saturn will be in a mix with that too. So, going to be really intense energy there. So that could definitely cause some dynamics like this. Not to mention retrogrades too. So if it's generally speaking, this seems like these are new issues that are popping up. Most likely it's just related to the retrograde energies, and you might be able to just ride that out. But at the same time, if these have been ongoing issues for a long time, this could just be saying that these energies are actually going to bring it out to where you need to talk about it and can't really, look past it anymore. All right, the bottom of the deck on your side, we have illusion. So this is the equivalent of the moon in traditional tarot. So could just be emphasizing to definitely be on the lookout for the lunar cycles this month. We haven't had that full moon eclipse in Sagittarius yet, but it's coming up. Then there's going to be the new moon eclipse in Gemini, which is your second house, and then we'll have a full moon in Capricorn toward the end of the month. So be on the lookout for those. The good thing is beneath that we do see triumph. So yeah, for a lot of you, I feel like this is saying that this is energy that can be worked out as we work through the retrogrades and eclipses, but might not be the easiest energy to feel in the present. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Four of Swords, which is Libra energy. So this actually represents an energy of healing as well. So it could just be as simple as that. Maybe both of you guys had things that you needed to heal from, whether within the connection or separate from the connection. It looks like they're actually getting pretty close to being done with that. For you, it might be taking a little bit longer, but I feel like there's definitely a need to communicate. And then beneath that, on their side too, we have the Two of Cups. So definitely pretty positive energies at the bottom of the deck, which to me does at least point to that for some of you. Like I said, this could just be all like a byproduct of the eclipse and Mercury retrograde energies just bubbling to the surface. But we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see if we get anything from the Aqua Moonlight deck that I have here. I did shuffle this before we started recording. And what I'm looking for here is just some jumpers as far as unspoken messages from you to them and then from them to you. But if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll take that as a sign to move on to the next deck. All right, so let's see if we get anything. All right, nothing there. So next we'll see if we get any from them to you. All right, nothing there either. So what we'll do is we'll move on to the next Oracle deck, which is the Wisdom Money Oracle deck. Same situation here as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but we're just going to be looking for one card here with general advice. We'll wrap up. We got 2. So we'll see. Guess that makes up for you guys not getting any from the first deck. So technically this one would have been first. We have Higher Power. There's the artwork, and the number is 4. And we have Yin. There's the artwork, and the number is 2. So we won't have to go too deep in the book for those, but we'll see what Higher Power says first. Okay, it says, conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. The Oracle's message. This card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good for all? How can I serve? Then get out of your own way and trust that there is a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. So, pretty positive message there. And then the actual relationship message says it's time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power, called God, Goddess, Spirit, or any other name that is sacred and holy. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card also indicates that there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. So, definitely a pretty positive message there as well, and that does make me think of it, at the very least, seeing that lover's energy in the present, because we do see that Cupid type figure in the background. So, could just be saying that this person's definitely being brought back around for you guys in the present for a reason. And then next we'll see what the Yin card has to say. Okay, it says the feminine principle of receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues, the art of conscious allowing. The Oracle's message. This is a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it when it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Remember, you must make space for miracles to appear. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you'll see how quickly your dreams manifest. So definitely an interesting message there, and it did make me think of the fact that your guys, one of the natural energies that represent you guys is the Empress in the tarot, so that is an energy of receptivity, and then that makes me think of the fact that seeing that Aquarius energy there, and then also the 2 of coins, for some of you could just be saying that maybe you have a lot going on with your careers right now, and maybe just for whatever reason don't feel comfortable talking about it with this person, but that could be what's really taking a lot of your time and energy right now, and then the relationship might be suffering as a result. The relationship message says, let others take the lead right now. Your power lies in small gestures, soft awareness, and conscious surrender. By yielding the reins, you will find yourself effortlessly moving closer to what you truly desire. Permit others to tell you who they are and who they can be to you by allowing their actions to speak about them. You'll be pleasantly surprised. So definitely a pretty interesting message there. I do have to say it does seem like it's trying to tell you to be a bit open. And like I said, for a lot of you, I still do feel like you need to communicate around what this is that you're going through. Because this person might actually, quite frankly, be unaware of what's going on. They might be a bit oblivious to that. But overall, hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.